Hello everyone, and welcome to another Close to My Heart Twisted Sisters YouTube hop, where we take a product and twist it and use it for something other than its original intended purpose. This month we're taking something from our brand new core catalogue that was only just released this month in August, and it runs right through until July 2023. If you haven't already checked out the videos that have gone before this one, I will have a link to the playlist below, and I believe there's at least one to come after my video. What I've decided to take this month and twist is a thin cut. So this is the pull tab thin cut, and as you can see here, in the catalogue, it has been designed for an A2 card, and everything with this thin cut is created so that you can pull the little mechanism up and you get a surprise. So this area here covers the surprise so that when you pull it up, you can see a little message. And also with this one, the candles pop up from the cake when you pull it. But what I decided to do was make it a little bit more visible, and I'm going to create a double slider card with it. To make these a little bit fun, I'm bringing in something from the seasonal catalogue that is current. It's the July, August, September catalogue. I'm going to use images from On the Farm and also from the Beep Boop Beep Beep Boop, these cute little robots as well. As you can see, I've already gone ahead and done some preparation. So what I need to create my pull tab is this main mechanism piece here. I'm also going to use, because I've done a little bit of maths, I'm going to use the longest. So this one measures at nearly 2 1/4. It's just a little bit longer than 2 inches. You also need this mechanism here. It sort of secures the back so the pull tab doesn't slide around. You need this part here to put a little notch in, and this is a finishing off piece for the top of the tab. So the first thing I'm going to show you today, I was going to show you on the black, which is actually going with this robot card, but I realized that wouldn't show up terribly well on the camera. But you can see when you cut these through, you get some score lines, and there is a little bit of a cut line as well. So what you need to do is just ease these over, burnish the creases so that it's nice and crisp. And this part here just folds back on itself. And then I'm going to take some liquid glue and I'm going to adhere this down. You can use tape runner for this, but I quite like liquid glue. It's a little bit stronger than tape runner. And then I'm going to adhere the other part down. And then I'm going to place 2 blocks on top of that just so that it can sit for a little bit. So I'm just going to move that off camera for a minute. The next thing I need to adhere with this is this little guide. Now there are crease lines here. They're very faint, but I've actually cut 2 at the same time. And what this mechanism does is slide in between this pull tab piece, and then you adhere it to the back of the card. But I'm going to do all of that on camera with you. But I just need to adhere this section here. And once again, I'm just going to use a little bit of glue to do that. And then I'm going to put blocks on top of that as well. You can see with my preparations, I've already cut the little tabs that are going to go at the tops of these to indicate that you need to pull so that the recipient knows what's going to happen with the card. So that's really, really handy. And then I've got some card panels that I've already prepared. So this base piece is going to go on my card. So it's at the true A2 size, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I have a black panel here that I've cut at 4 1/8 and 5 3/8. And then my pattern paper is cut at 5 1/4 by 4 inches. So this will mean that when I sit everything on top, there's an 1/8 of an inch difference between all of this. What I need to do now on this card panel, and it will cut through 2 pieces, is work out exactly where I'm going to put the sliding mechanism here. Now I've done a few little test runs. So the top one here is coming at about 1 3/4 inches from the top. You don't have to do it to this precise measurement, but I'm going to bring in my T-ruler to help me line everything up. And I've got this coming in at about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. So once I've got that lined up, I'm going to secure that with washi tape, and then I'm going to run it through my die cutting machine. This pattern paper is from a very old collection. It was called Fundamentals, and I still have some scraps of it, and I thought that this worked really well. I'm going to put the robots on top of this one. So this one is down 1 3/4, and this one here is up about 1.5 inches. So once again, I'm going to put that on my Versamat, line up my T-ruler so it's 1.5 inches, and come in about 1/4 inch. So now that I've got that set up, I can also, while I'm running this through, come in with this little notch section. So I need to cut these sections here, and I'm just lining that up with the center of this sliced area that we just did. I'm going to fix my washi tape in. This just removes the amount of times I have to wind things through. So this section here is going to have the pull mechanism to make things go this way, and this one is going to have a pull mechanism to make things go in the opposite direction. So I need to put another little notch circle, lining it up so that it's about center. So you need to have half of the circle hanging off the edge of the mat. Now what I need to do is to create this section that will feed through to attach my images to. So I've left this one all ready to go so you can see it better with the green. And there are 2 score marks. So you need to fold this in and then back out again. And fold this one in and then back out again. And that creates a little circle that will be ready for you to attach the images that you want to slide along. So I'm just going to keep working with the black one here. You push those together and then feed them through the slit. So you can see that's all ready to go, but this is wobbling around a little bit, and this is what this piece here is for. So that is this piece here. I'm going to put that around here. So I'm going to attach, whoops. So I'm just going to attach a little bit of glue to this. Feed these sections back in as they popped out. This is a little bit fiddly, but you want to make sure that you have all of this all lined up. I'm just going to get rid of that job of glue that I've got there. I'm just holding that down to make sure that that sticks. So now I'm going to do exactly the same thing with this one. I'm going to slide this piece on, feed these sections through. So the 2 little semicircles, the 2 half circles are poking through the other side, and then you can bend those back, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue. This time I'm just going to put it onto the cardstock, but I'm going to make sure that that white piece that I've got here as my guide to keep everything nice and steady is on top of that glue. You don't want to glue this section here to your pull mechanism. You just need it to go onto the card panel base. So you can see that's pulling up and down, and this one will be pulling up and down as well. Now these have a little bit of overhang, but that's okay because we're going to trim that piece off. Before I do the next step, I'm going to attach this to my card panel. So I'm going to put the one that was 1 3/4 inches cut from the top at the top of my card. But these will still slide without the foam tape. Now I'm going to attach my little icons. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of tape runner here and here, but I'm also going to use a little bit of glue as well. So on the bottom here, I'm going to put this little robot dude, and on the top here, I'm going to put this little robot. But I'm going to have him with a little message coming across as well. So this is from the stamp set. I've just stamped it onto white daisy and cut an angle, and then I have matted that onto a little bit of nectarine. I'm just going to trim this down a little bit and put some adhesive on the end. But I'm also going to do some liquid glue as well. And then I'm going to attach that behind this robot for the top. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue back on here, and that goes onto this section. And then we can have a little play, and you can see that you can pull these and the robots come in to meet each other in the middle. You don't have to hold the entire card base, and I've just realized that I've stuck it on upside down. I can peel this off and use another card base. I've got a bit of a mess here, but you can see what I meant to do was have it so that when you opened it up, it would have happy birthday human under there. And I guess I'm only human. I didn't check that I had my card base around the right way. I'm just going to bring in another card base. I'll just put a little bit of glue on this to help with the adhesive. It's still sticky, but I just want to make sure that it does stick. I'll make sure that my card base is around the right way this time. And now we're in action. Okay, so what I need to do now is just trim down these pieces so that they are relatively flush with the card. I like to leave a little bit of a gap between the edge of that, so this is overhanging just slightly. It will still fit into the envelope, and that is where these pieces come in. So they fold in half and then you attach them to the ends of the pull tab, and I like using liquid glue because it gives you some wiggle time. And then I can pull this one out down here and attach this one here. Here are the finished cards. I decided not to put the orange mat behind this black one so that these little orange pull tabs would stand out more and not get lost behind orange on orange behind here. And I forgot to mention that I did some random stamping with the screw and the bolt, and the colouring here is partial colouring, and I did a video just recently showing how I did that, and I think it creates a nice graphic look, and it doesn't take very long to do it all. But here we go with the little pulling, and everything is working just perfectly, and they're so fun. The one I did with On the Farm, I kept it fairly plain. This pattern here is from the Textures pattern paper packet that is currently available until the end of this month or while stocks last. It's from the September to August core catalogue that is just about to retire. But you can see how cute is this when the animals come in together, and I attached a little happy birthday, drew some lines around the outside, and my friend Katie Donaldson Taylor shows all the time how to create these little heartstrings when you do an outline, so I recommend going and checking out how she does those. They really do add a touch of something to finish everything off. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create these. Remember, the Close to My Heart Twisted Sisters hop is currently running, and it started on the 1st of August, so there's lots of videos to check out. So I recommend you click on the playlist below and check out the other amazing things that they've come up with. Thank you so much for watching. Happy crafting, and bye for now.